Hello friends, welcome back to CCSP Certified channel. My name is Rag and I have 14 years of industry experience. I am working as a cloud security architect. I started preparing this video series post I cleared my CCSP exam last year. If you are following me, you are already aware that I have delivered 25 lectures on most important topics is identity access management, cryptography and the cloud concepts. Topic 4 I started couple of weeks before, and today I'm covering the risk in the cloud. The second last topic is PAM and the weak IAM, privilege account management and weak identity management. So my focus in this video series to cover the highly probability exam question, difficult exam concepts, and the frequent source of the question I collect from my exam candidates, CSP question banks, simple question banks, and discuss to the point in these videos. My goal is to help you get further faster in your CCSP exam certification. Definitely, if you want to qualify the CCSP exam, you can get qualified by watching my videos also, or you can enroll for my upcoming batches also. So I cover them quickly. First, I cover the peace of mind activity that's going on, promotional activity by IC square, and that is the best way to write this IC square exams like CCSP, CISSP. Here, the current offer is that if you purchase a voucher by 30th of June, you can write the exam by 31st July. First attempt. In case you need a second attempt, you can rewrite by September 15. So it is very good way of writing exam because you go with a relaxed mind and you clear the exam in the first attempt only, as I did, and many of my students has cleared. You can see their success stories in my LinkedIn page. I will update the LinkedIn profile link in this video description. In case still you are not able to qualify, you get a fair idea of the exam paper, your weaknesses, and what more you need to cover. So I start my classes also based on the feedbacks of the students. So like for the next offer that will come in the July, I'm starting a batch that's from 10th of July onward. That will be around 25 classroom study program, and there is a 4 days a week I teach from morning 8 a.m. to 9:15 a.m. IST. And it is as it is for working professional, I share the recording of the class also if in case you miss it. And I normally I teach in English because exam in English, but I support multilingual Hindi also in case candidates wants them. Also, why the classroom study is important? Definitely you can qualify by watching my videos also, but sometime if you might need to focus more on the areas which requires memorizations, or you want to learn the proven methodologies that work for me or my candidates and to accelerate your learning. For those reasons you require a classroom training, but I don't enforce it. In case you're interested, you can write me at the ccsp-certified at gmail.com for the classroom training. Otherwise you can follow my videos. Also, I have started a video recording uh, that service also, in case, because I'm uploading my recordings to the YouTube for my candidates. You can purchase this recording also if you are interested, and you cannot join the classes, you cannot follow the videos, you can watch these recordings in one go, and there's a nominal rate I charge for them. Along these videos I share the content also that I have collected from various sources, and the question banks I have collected from the various students feedback and the sample papers and CSP question bank. Everything I shared in this both the services, the classroom and the online video. So if interested, write me at the ccspcertified at gmail.com. Now we come to the topic, which is privilege account management and weak IAM, which is second last topic in this risk in the cloud. And definitely you should watch this. This is not only for the exam perspective, but for your real life also in case you are working in the cloud security domain area. So we quickly discuss about the few concepts today, that weak IAM, privilege account management, and some best practices against them. So what is identity access management? So IAM system is a centralized control over user access right, reducing the risk of unauthorized access and data breaches. So IAM play a very critical role in the protecting sensitive data, securing system, and ensuring compliance and regulations. So I have covered this IAM in quite detail in the topic 1. You can watch those videos again, but quick recap. So IAM cover the identity lifecycle management, the joiners, leavers, and movers. When user join, he should get the birthright access and the role-based access, what is required to him or her. And when he move to other role, the access should be changed, and the left the organization, account should be deprovisioned. So identity lifecycle management is a core feature of IAM. Definitely authentication, he want to access application, he need to have credentials, and we'll cover the MFA also in the next slide. MFA is part of the authentication, and authorize, where he can be authenticated but may not be authorized to access certain portion of the applications. So authorization is also part of the IAM, and the single sign-on, and definitely user provisioning and deprovisioning part of the identity lifecycle management. It is mainly known as IEEE: identification, authentication, authorization, and accounting. So what is MFA? MFA is already covered in detail, but quick recap. MFA is something you have, something you know, and something you are. So if you go to ATM machine, you hold the ATM card, that is something you have. You know the password of the PIN, that is something you know. But they ask for the biometric verification like retina voice, that's something you are. And the MFA is any combination of any of these three is known as a multi-factor authentication. Combination of one or two, a combination of one or three, or at least any of these two from three will mark as a MFA factor. What is Federation SSO? This also covered a lot in detail. Quick discussion here. SSO is an umbrella term used when a user can log into multiple applications while only authenticating once. So you share the credential once, and then you can access n number of applications integrated together. Either it can be enterprise level single sign-on where each applications are from the single organizations, or can be federated identity management when organization can then application can be, one can be from Google, one can be from Microsoft, one can be from Oracle, one can be from Wipro, other different vendors. Single sign-on can be happen between them. There's a federation identity management. We have discussed in detail about the four important protocols: SAML, OAuth, OIDC, and WS Federation. Previously, you check my videos if you want in that discussion. I will cover the weaknesses in this video and the privilege account management. Those are very important for the exam perspective and the risk in the cloud. So what is a privilege account management? It's a very important concept. Privilege accounts refer to a user account with elevated access privileges, allowing user to perform administrative tasks and access sensitive resources. So we have seen that management plane in the previous video lecture. Very important area to protect by CSP. It is a single place where all the permission and privileges are given. So the admin of the management plane can be privileged account management. Database administrator can be privileged account management. CSP administrators are the privileged account management. These are the example of the PAM. So privileged accounts are the prime targets for attackers, as compromising these accounts can provide unrestricted access to the critical system data. Same like our MPs and MLAs, we provide them Jet Plus securities because they are the prime targets for the attackers. And sometimes people get confused between the admins and the privileged accounts, though they look similar, but they are not the same concepts. Admin do have admin access, like MP, MLAs are the admins. Narendra Modi Saab is a admin, but Rahul Gandhi is not a MP, MLA anymore. You might have read the news that his MP membership has gone, but still he has a privilege account management. So privilege account management does not need to be admin, even though you does not have a admin position. If you are capable of making some changes in the systems, you are the admin. In India also, in India here, even the your chacha is your Vidayak, you is still a admin. So you can say Hamar chacha Vidayak hai. I am a admin person. So this is a joke apart. The PM is a privileged accounts that has the permissions to perform or make some changes in the system and access sensitive informations. And the PM can be uh, prime resources to protect and can be prime target for the attackers. What is a weak IAM problems? What is weak IAM? So the first one is a lack of strong authentication. In case you use a weak password, you don't have a proper password policies, you don't implement the MFA, and you share the credential between the team, then you increase the risk of unauthorized access and account compromises. There's one of the characteristics of the weak IAM. Second is the inadequate access control. You are not providing the sufficient segregation of the duties. You are doing over provisioning of the privileges. You are not following the least privileges model. And the failure to revoke the access after the person or identity leave the organizations. This also is inadequate access control. Then the poor user lifecycle management. You incomplete or delayed the user onboarding process or offboarding process then can lead to dormant accounts, orphan accounts, and there can be potential target for attackers because their passwords are not getting rotated properly. There's no one who will get a notification when the login happen from those accounts. And then the last one is the limited visibility and auditability. It's very important to have a proper monitoring and auditing of the user activity, especially MFP PAM accounts, because if the PAM account someone is performing any action, there should be proper audit and logging and monitoring so you can control and see that any security incidents happening from those accounts. So this is a weak account characteristics. There are few best practices we'll discuss quickly, and this is very important not only for exam perspective, but if you are working in the identity access management domain, you should know this. One is always use trusted IAM system rather than building own IAM system. If you go and build your own IAM system, you will not able to keep it updated. You will not able to match with the industry changes happening. So always use known trusted IAM systems built by different vendors like Oracle, Google, Microsoft, that Savian, SailPoint, Okta, all these different IAM systems available in the market. Always use them and federate with your own IAM system. Second is always use trusted systems to manage identities rather than using local or manual management. It may lead to joiner levers problems. So when you create identities, you always should have a source, trusted source. Normally it is HR system. From there you should create the identities in IAM system rather than manually or locally created it, because if they are not managed centrally from a trusted system, there is a chances that even the user left the organization, their identities remain active in the IAM systems. Local account should be created used only for the glass break situation, as we have seen that we should manage systems or accounts from the centralized IAM system or centralized trusted source. If we want to create a local accounts, they should be only used for the glass break situation when we have some emergency and we cannot access the centralized system, then you should use the local accounts. Management plan, we have seen this most important asset to protect. It should be protected via IAM system and monthly factor authentication. Then we should implement the least privileges model principle. So all privileged account, they should not be privileged enough to perform all the actions. So they can be, if a database administrator PM account should be able to access the database only, they should not able to access the networks or the areas. So we should follow the least privileges and deny by default policies should be implemented. Then there should be periodic review and recertification privilege access rights. In case we don't need this access rights to be given, we should revoke them like we have revoked the MP permissions of the Rahul Gandhi. Then should be regularly rotate and secure privilege account credentials. So their credentials should be, they should password policy should expire the credential and they should be rotated. Access PAM account should rotate the accounts credentials regularly. There should be multi-factor authentication in the PAM account. There should be monitoring of the actions taken by the PAM accounts. There should be proper logging in same system. So whether they are creating, deleting, modifying anything, there should be proper audit available against the action taken by the PAM accounts. And definitely there will be hardening in the software hardware. We should remove the default account services added by CSP vendors. Like we purchase a phone, there are many applications available by default by them phone provider. Same way CSP or vendors we go with, they already provide all these services by default. We should remove this when we perform this action. Now we cover a few questions that we have collected from question bank, sample papers or exam memories of my candidates. The first one is, of the following, which is probably the most significant risk in the managed cloud environment? DDoS, management plane breach, guest escape, or physical attack on the utilities service line. We have discussed is multiple time. Management plan is a prime resource to protect, and it is the most significant risk in the cloud to manage, and it is the under responsibility of the CSP. Who operate the management plan? What is management plan is for whom? Is a regulator, end user, privileged user, or privacy data subject? So we have seen that it is mainly for the privileged users who has a permissions to access, create machine, create accounts, spin off any object storage, data storage, file storage, anything they can perform via the management plane. So they are the privileged users, are the prime users of this one. What is industry best practices dictate that cloud customer should not. So a good part in the exam that if there is a negative uh, question, it underline this. What should not be done by the customer in the cloud? So definitely answer A is correct, but I will cover the few others first and we'll go to option one. They should create a they should not create a contract language that favors them. Definitely they should create a contract language that favors them. They should retrain personnel for cloud operations. They should retrain it because cloud need a different type of security needs. They should retrain their personals and they should not encrypt the data. They must encrypt the data before sending the cloud. We have already covered this in topic 2 in detail, that data should be encrypted. There's the only way to protect the data in the cloud. The first one is create their own IAM systems. Definitely we have seen it is already covered by ENISA also, that a custom IAM build can become weak if not properly implemented. So always use trusted IAM rather than building own IAM system. This simple question, which of the following is the consequences of weak IAM systems? So improved compliance, definitely it is not improved, it is decrease, or it impact the compliance and regulations. It reduce the risk of data breaches. Definitely it knows it will increase the risk of the data breaches. So these two are gone. Is increase the risk of unauthorized access. Yes, weak IAM can increase the risk of unauthorized access. It definitely nothing to do with the productivity of the users. So option C is correct. The last one is the exam question, my exam question, and I have seen this for my other contents also. Why proper log monitoring in the SIM system is important, not only for PAM, but the whole the system. Why it is important to have a proper billing, to achieve high availability, to enhance the productivity, to ensure the accountability. So if you know the SIM system already definitely increase the productivity, but it's not the prime reason for this. Why it is not important? So in exam you will see multiple correct answer, but you have to select the best one. So C and D are correct. The best one is the accountability, but we want to ensure that who has performed what actions. That's why we have asked the PAM account monitoring also, and they should be centralized log management systems who is there to capture and monitor the actions of these users and services. So that's for today. Hope this lecture might be informative to you. In case you liked it, please subscribe the channel so you don't miss any other further topic I'm covering. And you can reach me at the ccsp-certified at gmail.com in case you have any query. Thank you.